We know that in our generation, hamaisa hu ha'ikir, that the emphasis has to be on the actual deed, on the doing. But hamaisa hu ha'ikir means that in the plan that has been going on forever, because there can't be a new Torah, there can't be a new plan, in the plan that's been going on forever, the Maisa today is the Ikir of the plan. But the plan is Dira B'Tachtenim, which means making Elikus real in this world. And it begins in Seichel, in Chabad. The first place that the Eibishter can have a Dira B'Tachtenim is in Seichel. So if we don't understand what we're learning and we don't understand what we're being told, then the Maisa Hu Ha'ikir is missing its foundation. So what was accomplished in early generations through learning and through understanding, we have to take all of that into the world of Maisa, into the action, but not without understanding. So when we learn Chassidus and we run into a problem, that we get used to certain words and certain concepts, and we think we know, and we think it makes sense, but when you're asked, or when you're pressed to explain what you're saying, you realize that you really don't have much substance. For example, things like high and low, a hecher madrege, a lower madrege. What does hecher mean? Higher in what? You can't just say higher. Higher in godliness. What's godliness? Well, we don't know. It's godliness. So how do you know if it's higher or lower? And you feel like you've been talking about something and there's no substance to it. And even Dira B'Tachtenim, which is everything, right? The whole thing is Dira B'Tachtenim. What does it mean, a Dira B'Tachtenim? The Eibishter needs a place of his own, a place where he can be himself, where he can be, the Atzmus can be Nizgala. What does that mean? What's not Begili now? What's going to become Begili? What does it mean? You have to put it into words, words that people can relate to, words that people can understand. So you have to be able to say it in your own words, you have to be able to say it in English. So we really need to get down to an understanding of Chassidus that really changes your life, because that's what it should do. So if we understood, we would have a different life, we would have a different view of the world. So it would be great to take some time and sit down and find out what we are learning and what we are saying and what we're telling the world. What does it really mean? It's time to go a little deeper, because as we see the world falling apart, it certainly is not going to help to learn less or understand less. The only eitzah is understand better. And there's that famous word that there are three things that must have an effect: Chassidus and mashke and money. If you have money, it has to go to your head. If it hasn't gone to your head, you probably don't have enough money. And mashke must make you drunk, and if it doesn't make you drunk, then you haven't had enough mashke. And Chassidus has to affect you, and if it doesn't, then you haven't learned enough. Except that in the other two, more mashke, more money, means more in quantity, in kamas. In Chassidus, it means more in eichus. Learning another maimah you don't understand, that's not the kavanah. So it would be great to take some time, get to understand what we understand, get to know what we're supposed to know, what we think we know, and have it change our lives. It changes everything. It changes how we treat each other, it changes how we get married, it changes how we raise children. It's everything. So now is the time. If you have time, take some time, make some time, and come learn. Let's find out what's going on.